So I'd like to talk a little bit about Salomon and why I've been using and enjoying their product for the past 6, 7 years. Uh, so I like to kind of go back into the late 60s when I was drafted into the French Army. So while I was there, we had done some maneuvers, winter maneuvers in the Alps. And the whole idea is to get us introduced to skiing and snow survival. So I was there learning or attempting to learn how to ski. I saw this kid that was on the slope that was just going flying past us, so graceful, so solid that yes, that was something I really wanted to learn and do for the future. So kind of moving forward, um, I got a job at Club Med, a French company, and I was in the Pyrenees and started to build up on my skills. Moving forward to that, moved back to the States, did a little bit of skiing here and there. Early 20s, you kind of wander. From there, I had moved to Michigan and started to get into more like trail running, rock climbing, and showed interest in mountaineering. Took a class out in Washington State uh, and kind of changed everything. Got pretty involved and actually got a job at the American Alpine Institute as a gear manager. And this is where things started to change and how I viewed product differently than just fashion and looks. Because I became a buyer for their equipment, had to supply the guides and clients, and had to do a lot of research before making my purchases uh, because the equipment was more of a life and death situation where customers needed good quality products that were technical that they can use in all kinds of extreme elements. So after a few years working from them, I moved on and started to get into more trail running, mountain running, because this is something I've always looked for. I dabbled into ski mountaineering, racing, and I did a trip out to Jackson Hole one year and hooked up with the Canadian national team. And they kind of, we were just talking one day, and they said, "Oh, do you know who this guy Killian is?" And I said, "Nah, no clue who this guy is." So they showed me this video of him, and it was interesting. Seeing this guy flying up all the mountains and super fast, um, and just kind of using minimal gear. And then I noticed, yeah, hey, this guy is using some Salomon shoes. So started trying the shoes out, and yeah, from there, kind of got hooked. The shoes felt super great. They were technically well made, and so I started kind of digging in a little deeper. And one year when I was going to Chamonix for one of the races, a 23K race, I got myself invited to Annecy, in Annecy where the Salomon headquarters is, to kind of check out and see what they were doing. So they really showed me what they did and how they resourced their or got their knowledge from their athletes, and because they are multiple sport from skiing, alpine skiing, cross country skiing, mountaineering, and so on. They were using the best things from each brand or sport and incorporating it in, like their shoes and so on. So that was what was really interesting to see. It was just not a bunch of hype, uh, but it was very functional. So that's kind of the story. And what was interesting enough is that from my starting of my career, if you want to call it, from sports, I've learned how the evolution of product became. So I started off skiing in leather boots with laces and crazy cheap looking bear trap bindings, till seeing how things have developed both in skiing and also in footwear. First pair of shoes that I bought were running shoes. I had two choices. I think it was Puma and Adidas, and they were both kind of like suede shoes. They looked the same, except for the different brands. And now we have here a lot of things out there, but I really feel that you got to kind of weed through what is a bunch of hype and gimmicks and what really truly works for the athlete or for your basic runner walker. What's going to really benefit them than some kind of gimmick. So anyway, that's why I've been so loyal to Salomon. I think they have a good product, and so that's my story. Thank you.